Okay, I know I'm a little late to the party on this one, but better late than never. I want to start this review by saying I absolutely love Resident Evil 4 Remake. After having 50 plus hours under my belt and almost all the achievements completed, I'm quite content to say that this is the definitive way to play Resident Evil 4, and please don't knock me, my favourite Resident Evil game ever, just barely surpassing Resident Evil 2 Remake. You're all probably thinking, huh? Resident Evil 4 isn't your favourite Resident Evil game? Well, no. To be completely honest, I wasn't a massive fan of it. Okay, I get it. I know. I see you all typing your comments down in the comment section about how I'm not a man of culture, but hear me out, okay? See, I've only been a recent Resident Evil connoisseur, yeah, so let me set the stage for you all, alright? It's December 2021. Being bored, skimming through the Steam shop, trying to find a game that would keep me entertained for hopefully a week. And there it is. The entire collection of Resident Evil on sale for really good prices. So, I buy the entire collection, I boot up Resident Evil 1 Remake, and whoa. Okay, this might be the best horror series I've ever stumbled across. I'm hooked. So within the next couple of months, I blast through Resident Evil 1 Remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 7. Epic games. Very epic. We don't talk about Resident Evil 5 or 6 though. See, with me, after playing most of the main games, I've grown to absolutely adore the survival horror genre. The tight corridors, limited resources that are scattered around the map, multiple puzzles that allow you to backtrack and check every nook and cranny for some juicy surprises. And you can't forget the horror element. It's all there, and I'm all for it. Which leads me to saying that I wasn't a massive fan of the original Resident Evil 4. For me, the original Resident Evil 4 started the approach of less survival horror and it became more action based, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy that sometimes. But for Resident Evil standards, I love the core formula of the classic Resident Evil games more, and it also explains why I barely talked about Resident Evil 5 and 6, but I think you either love or hate those, because, you know, I've only played a couple hours of Resident Evil 5, but I haven't even touched 6 yet, because I don't know if I'll really enjoy it, to be honest. Anyways, I'm getting off topic on this, so let's dive into the action/survival horror title that is called
Resident Evil 4.
The story has the same structure as the original. After the catastrophe that was the destruction of Raccoon City, you control the PTSD-induced Leon S. Kennedy with the main goal to retrieve Baby Eagle, also known as Ashley Graham, from a rural village in Spain with a couple of police officers. Should be a quick in and out within the hour situation, right? You're wrong. Something's happened to this town. Everything just feels off. The policeman goes off for a waz, but he takes an unusually long time, so this lazy bum tells Leon to go check on him.
Maybe you better go and take a look.
Oh, boy. Alright, well, going through this spooky forest, you can tell something's wrong where you see a damn carcass just laying there with flies riddled with it. Oh my god. This gives you a sense of urgency. You need to find this police officer because he's most likely in trouble. You go into the eerie cabin to check for your comrade's whereabouts, and this lovely fellow welcomes you into his home. With a quick roundhouse kick to the guy's face, you make it down into the basement where you find him, though he's horribly disfigured, and that's when it hits you. You're alone in this. The scope of this retrieval mission has gone from a D-rank Genin mission to a damn S-rank Jonin mission. Once we discover the other police officer is having trouble over the walkie-talkie, we then decide to get out of the basement. Upon getting to the stairs, we find our first enemy of the game. Without any time to think, more enemies show up before we know it. We need to find a way out of this building, starting with the second floor window, which gives us our first one-liner from Leon.
I'll let myself out.
After escaping the house, you make it over to a connecting village, which also shows us what happened to the other police officer, which we heard over the walkie-talkie earlier. I really wish you could save him. He seemed like a chill guy you could share drinks with down at the pub. Anyway, as you sneak through the corners of the village, trying to grasp the situation, they spot you. You now need to fight for your life against a horde of these maniacs. And what the hell? A chainsaw man? We're only 15 minutes into the game. After fending off the village for a while, the bell will chime, which gets all of their attention simultaneously, which also leads to the epic line,
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
okay, well, that was a very scary experience, but we must keep going. We need to save Ashley. So, onwards to the lake, as instructed by our lovely assistant Hunnigan, who chimes in every now and again throughout the story. So, we make it through some spooky areas and we come across a small hatch that's been blocked by some doofus. Anyway, we sort him out quite quickly. After going in, we find a bag on the ground that contains an individual who we later find out is called Luis. We're also greeted by the village chief, or also known as the Big Cheese. He then knocks us unconscious and injects us with a parasite called the Plagas. After getting knocked out by the Big Cheese, we awake with Luis in this dingy room where we have a quick little chit-chat about what they're both doing in the village, though Luis doesn't really specify as of yet.
I guess you're here looking for someone. One more guess. Maybe some missing señorita?
Young girl? Talk. Now.
Great. See, heard chatter about moving a señorita.
Anyway, we're rudely interrupted by this guy, but, you know, we make quick work of him with our amazing teamwork, even though Luis didn't really help. After Luis skedaddles, we realize that our inventory has been taken, and we need to get our stuff back. This introduces us to the stealth mechanic, where we can sneak up behind enemies and quickly and quietly take them out with various choices of knives, so we don't have to use ammo without attracting attention. After we get our stuff back, we're met with probably the most iconic sub-character ever, the Merchant.
Over here, stranger.
I won't go too in depth about the Merchant just yet, as he isn't really part of the story, merely just a merchant. But anyways, we grab this turnstile thing and we go through the area and we meet up with another chainsaw man. get through into the house and solve a quick puzzle. And I'm quite ashamed to see how long this took for my first attempt, but anyway, we keep going. And we get the key to the church that was previously locked beforehand, that's in the village. Upon getting the key, we get to say hello to the village chief again, but before he can BDSM choke us to death, a mysterious person decides to help. I wonder who that is. Anyways, we get the key, we save this good boy, watch the village crumble, get into the tower, and we make it across to the church where Ashley is being kept. Oh, it's locked. Okay, let's go round and make it over to the lake and try to find the key for this church. We go through some narrow pathways fighting some lads until we're greeted by the merchant again. This time, he has his own little cabin with all kinds of items and a super cool shooting range minigame that you can do in your spare time for some little perks which I'll go into detail about later. After saying goodbye to the merchant, we make it to the lake, where there's a conveniently placed boat ready to be used, but it needs fuel. So we need to go and get the fuel, put it in, and we're off! This introduces us to the first boss in the game, Del Lago, which is basically a massive fish that lives in this huge lake, but we take that out with the harpoons given to us. We then have a quick scene of Leon fainting due to the Las Plagas infecting his body. After Leon regains consciousness, we then continue our journey to get the key for the church. As we get closer to the key, we discover a new type of enemy, where the Plagas has visibly exploded through the host's body, exposing its tentacles. There's still so much we don't know about the Plagas at this point, which makes this new discovery even more disturbing, knowing that Leon has this same parasite inside of him. After we defeat the new Plagas enemies, we come to realize that we need to gather 2 heads to unlock the insignia that is the key to unlock the church. So we go and grab the heads with a cool puzzle which makes us use our surroundings to find the code to each of the doors. Upon getting the heads and getting the insignia, we can go and retrieve Ashley. Now, lots of thoughts were going through my head as I was approaching the church. Mostly about how Ashley's ear-piercing screeches scarred me in the original game, and that I was dreading every second with her. Though, those thoughts were interrupted by our first mini-boss, El Gigante.
Shit. Gloria a las plagas.
We go through him by either shooting or knifing his weak spot after delivering a certain amount of damage to the body. Remember that good boy that we quickly saved? Well, he's back, baby, and better than ever. He helps within the fight, and he gets us a free stun. After killing El Gigante, we give the good boy a quick pet, and then we make it back to the church. Right before getting to the entrance, we say hello to our second Plagas enemy. This time, it's within a good boy, but I guess he's a bad boy now, so we need to put him out of his misery. We make it into the church and say hello to our damsel in distress, Ashley Graham. Watch where you're swinging that thing! From that first scene, we can already tell that she's way more dependent than the Ashley in the original game. She then has the bright idea of running away, which gives us one of my favourite lines from Leon.
That one will.
Quickly, the villagers swarm the church, which forces us to work together and escape through the attic. We then run through these idiots to make our way back through the farm, where we are again greeted by Luis in this cabin that we couldn't access before. Then ensues a cabin fight where we play COD Zombies for about 10 minutes, before Ashley finds an escape route for us.
Leon! This way, hurry!
Once Louis shoots off, we start to understand what his motives are when he meets up with none other than Ada Wong. Since we've started grasping an idea of what it is, we still don't have a clear view on what his ideals are and why he's in this situation. We only know that he's working with Ada. Moving on from that, the fear starts to set into Ashley as she was also infected by the Plagas. As she relays to Leon, time is running out.
Let's go.
What's gonna happen to me?
Right now. Let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, right.
We then go through a small area where we need a crank to open this large door. Upon finding the crank, we get introduced to a new enemy, the Chainsaw Sisters. They aren't too tough, but they can catch you if you aren't paying attention. We open the gate and again are greeted by the village chief, which we now need to run away from, as his prime target is Ashley.
Ashley, run! Hurry!
Can we just appreciate how well Ashley's voice actor did with these kind of encounters? She's probably my favourite voice actor in this game, and you will see another voice line which is actually my favourite voice line, and that is from Ashley. After escaping the chief, we make it into a small barn where we fight him one last time. The chief has two phases. One where he attacks you point blank and you need to either dodge his attacks and shoot his eye, or you can get up onto the second floor and jump down and knife him. In the second phase of the fight, his bottom half rips off and we now have to fight him as he's swinging from the beams, which makes him a little bit tougher to shoot at. He throws wooden planks at us, but we're able to shoot him with the explosive barrels that he sometimes picks up, or you could just shoot him.
Leon, hurry! You're welcome.
Thanks.
After we get out of the burning barn after defeating Mendez, we start moving to our next location, which is the castle. See, at this point we're about chapter 6 at the moment, and there's 16 chapters through the entire game. The game is split into 3 different parts: the village, which we've just gone through, then we have the castle, and then we also have the island, which is the final area of the game. After getting word from Luis, we head into the castle. Upon entering, we are met with another Plagas enemy. These enemies are extremely strong, as they can kill you in one attack, so always keep your distance. Shortly after, we are ambushed by catapult enemies. We need to quickly maneuver our way round until we get access to our very own cannon. We can attack the enemies and progress through the story by breaking down the locked door. We finally make it into the heart of the castle, where we're greeted by none other than Ramon Salazar.
A most warm welcome to my castle, Mr. Kennedy. Who the hell are you? Me? Oh, please, call me Ramon. I would like you to hand the girl there over to me. Now.
Yeah, fat chance, Ramon. The girl's just fine. With me.
It's a shame that there isn't, the classic line, but oh well.
No thanks, bro.
Moving through the castle a bit more, we get introduced to a very formidable enemy, the Garrador. The trick to beat this guy is to stay quiet. They react through sound, so you need to always stay silent so you can attack their weak spot that's on their back. Once we defeat the Garrador, we meet back up with Ashley and bless her, we scare her half to death.
Oh, it's you. What happened down there?
Nothing. You were right about the animals, though.
Continuing on, we go through a neat little sword puzzle, and then we ride across some chandeliers. This is at the point where Ashley's getting more comfortable with Leon, and she even starts to flirt with him a little bit, which is really cute to see.
Leon, are you kidding me? Jumping across chandeliers, seriously, who does that?
Okay, now it's time for my least favorite part of the game. This is the water room. This room is just like the original, where it wants you to tear your own hair out trying to get through the hordes of enemies, the ones that attack you and the ones that also have the crossbows. And we're doing all of that while trying to bring these stairs down so we can progress. After that, we then need to protect Ashley as she turns 2 wheels to reveal the hidden pathway down the middle. Though the enemies are normally weaker and they normally go down in one shot, so it isn't too bad, but it's still a bit annoying having to wait around. Once we get through that god-awful room, we then get through into a peaceful garden where everything's relaxed and safe until this happens.
You okay?
I think so. Instead of worrying about her, worry about your own skin. Foolish little lamb. Temperance, child.
Ashley.
Ashley then comes to her senses and realizes what she did, making her run away in fear. Leon finally finds Ashley. However, we find out that she's still upset over what happened.
Let's stay back. I might hurt you again. I'm so scared. When that happened, I wasn't myself anymore. I was something else.
She must have been terrifying. I know.
You too?
It's okay to be afraid, you know. But you can't run. You gotta keep moving forward. We will beat this. Together.
I don't know if I can.
You can. Just give me a heads up before you stab me next time, okay?
Leon, thanks.
Once Ashley gathers her bearings, we go into this maze area where we need to pull down 3 levers which will open the door so we can progress through the story. Not a lot happens here though. Once we get back indoors, we have a large puzzle to complete, which includes collecting 3 animal heads. A snake head from the dining room, a goat head from an ambush, and a lion head from fighting a new enemy, the Plagas Knights, where their armor protects their body apart from a small slit in their neck, which Leon can then expose and neutralize. Once we place all of the heads onto the statue, some enemies interrupt us and they force us to separate, which leads to Leon being captured and now leads onto a completely redesigned Ashley section. This section is rather short but sweet. We must find a way to help Leon escape by going through some very creepy corridors with the use of a lantern. There is only one enemy type that shows up during Ashley's segment, and those are the knights. You can't attack them, but they can be stopped if you shine the lantern in their direction, which will immobilize them for a few seconds. Progressing on, we find out that we need to input a certain time on these clocks, and upon nearing the end of Ashley's section, we get my favorite voice line in this game.
sucks!
Once we finish Ashley's section, we get the key needed to save Leon. However, Ashley gets captured by an enemy that we will cross paths with later. Leon needs to make his way into the ballroom, where we're introduced to probably the most annoying enemy in the game, the Novistadors. These small bugs can fly around and dodge your bullets, and they can all steal a bit of damage if you're not careful, though this is counteracted by their very low health. Anyways, we make it through the ballroom into a room that hosts 2 Garradors and a bunch of enemies. This area actually gave me quite a bit of a challenge on my first playthrough on standard, but you kinda get used to it through multiple playthroughs. You just kinda need to take your time and know when to attack. Once we get through the door, we get greeted by Ramon and some enemies. They're trying to speed up the process of the plug us inside Ashley by forcing her to swallow this tar-like substance which gets Leon's attention, though this is a trap, as they then throw Leon down into the sewers. After we get out of the sewers fighting a couple of hidden Novistadors, we are quickly winded from the plug us inside of us. Once we recover, we make it through into a factory-esque area where we find out we need to get an elevator running by turning on the power. After turning on the power, we then get surprised by an optional mini-boss, the Verdugo. I say optional because you can either spend your time killing it with the cryogenic freezers, or you can just avoid it entirely and slip into the elevator. Once we escape through the elevator, we get a small cutscene which gives us a bit of foreshadowing on who our next main enemy is. Once we're at the top, we say hello to Luis again.
I'll make it cheap for you.
Luis then gives us a suppressant which halts the parasite's growth, and we have a spare one for Ashley too. Now we just need to get out of this mine.
In that case, we know what we have to do. Then come, Sancho Panza! Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea!
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Hey, that was my dance.
We found out recently by Hunnigan that Luis was originally part of the corporation called Umbrella. Umbrella was responsible for the outbreak in Raccoon City in Resident Evil 2. This also gives us a bit of detail on why Luis is doing all of this.
A little hard for me to put my faith in someone who used to work for Umbrella.
So you heard, huh? Umbrella's done for. You don't need to worry about them anymore.
You didn't answer my question. What are you after?
I just want to feel good about myself. Make amends. Or something like that.
We then grab some dynamite to destroy this wall that's blocking our path. And once we get past, we come across 2 more El Gigantes. This fight can be a bit annoying, but if you take out the normal one first, you can then focus on the armored one. If you take too long, Luis will go and fetch some dynamite to quickly finish him off. Going deeper into the mine, we go through a couple of minecart sections which are actually kind of cool.
There! It's moving! This should speed things up a bit.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hey, we're in a hurry, right? Oh, by the way,
What now?
hope you like thrill rides.
Once we get through the minecart sections, we discover the hive where the Novistadors were dug up from. We also notice that the track abruptly ends, which forces us to jump out.
Jump!
After quickly climbing up past the hive, we finally understand why Luis is here.
Why risk your life like this? You don't know us.
I told you. It makes me feel better.
Be straight with me for once.
Los Iluminados. I was working for them.
See, there you go.
Helping the two of you doesn't make up for it. I know that. But still, I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
In that case, you better get serious.
fresh air is calling our names. Por fin! Gus, we made it all this way. You know it means we're almost...
Almost what?
Luis!
Long time no see, rookie.
Major Krauser? What the hell? Why?
Recovering stolen goods. And killing a few rats along the way. Easy work.
Ashley, it was you.
You catch on quick. Didn't I teach you? Knives are faster.
This is where we're introduced to Major Krauser. He was an agent for the Third Organization during the War on Terror alongside Leon, or also known as Operation Javier, which he mentions throughout the game. We have a small knife fight which was upgraded from the lousy QuickTime event boss in the original Resident Evil 4 game. All of a sudden, Luis saves us, making Krauser retreat and giving us a chance to say goodbye.
Not looking good, eh, my friend? And such a loss to the ladies of the world.
Don't talk.
Take this. The key to my laboratory. Go there and remove those damn parasites. Help Ashley. You know, I led a pretty shitty life. But now, eh? What do you think, Leon? People can change, right?
You know, it was really sad to see Luis go in that way. At least he went out in glory, and it was better than the original, but I really hoped that he would stay here for the long run. But I suppose for the story's sake, you need to kill him off. So, anyway, we move on to the next chapter. We move on to Ramon's whereabouts, which is located in the clock tower. As we move up the clock tower, we must maneuver ourselves around lots of enemies, a huge Ramon statue, and a massive spike ball. After that, we must stay on a slowly moving lift while enemies leap onto the platform, stopping it momentarily. Once we get to the top, we have a look around and see Ashley being dragged into the room by Ramon and his men. We need to save her. Going into the room reveals Ashley being taken away by Krauser, and a genuinely funny moment that made me laugh between Leon and Ramon.
Such a fool, Mr. Kennedy. To have been bestowed with Lord Sattler's
You talk too much.
it failed.
You vulgar,
Utterly uncivilized. Mongrel.
Shooting him results in a boss fight than none other than Ramon Salazar himself, sporting a tentacle-like structure while zipping around the area, making him difficult to be shot. His attacks can be fatal, so watch your footing. After a while, you'll defeat Ramon once and for all. Now we make our way to the final area of the game, the island, with some help from Ada. Remember her? Me neither. We then have a nice little catch up with Ada and Leon, as they haven't really seen each other since Resident Evil 2.
You look like you've got something to say.
I have something to ask you. But I don't think I'll get a straight answer. Raccoon City. You know, after the incident, the world changed. You try to save one person, 100 others die. I guess I changed too.
You? Leon S. Kennedy. You haven't changed. You just think you have.
So here's my question. Have you changed, Ada? Or are you just trying to use me again?
What do you think? We're here. Don't think too hard, handsome. See you later.
Story of my life.
You know, it really is a shame because I really wanted him to say that famous line that he always says whenever he's with Ada on the boat.
Women.
Finally making it onto the island, we need to go through swarms of enemies while avoiding the line of fire on the turrets. We then make it to a section where an enemy is wielding a rocket launcher. See, this is where I start to get quite iffy with the game, as I find it quite over the top, and I personally find it a bit ridiculous that there's an enemy using a rocket launcher. Once we get into a building, we notice that Ashley is unconscious. We cannot save her yet though, as we need a level 3 keycard so we can open the door and rescue her. We start off by getting a level 1 keycard, which we need to upgrade. Upon getting the keycard, we are then greeted by the scariest enemy in the game, the Regenerador. The Regeneradors can infinitely regenerate their bodies, however, there are weak spots to them that you must expose and destroy, making them very difficult to deal with. Once we get our level 2 keycard, we can then move forward to get our level 3 keycard. Upon entering the keycard room, we are surrounded by dormant Regeneradors, which also introduces us to the biosensor scope attachment. The biosensor scope allows us to read heat signatures within enemies, which shows us the weak points of the Regeneradors so we know where to shoot without wasting ammo. Using the biosensor scope, we can see a wrench lodged in one of them. We need that wrench to unlock the final upgrade for the keycard, which also makes the biosensor scope really helpful so we don't need to waste ammo on the Regeneradors that don't have it. We get the final upgrade for the keycard, and we then reconnect with Ashley. We inject her with the other drug that Luis gave to us that halts the parasite's growth, but upon doing that, we get winded again, which forces us to rest.
Leon?
Sorry I'm late.
No. Thank you. You brought the medicine just in time.
Can you stand?
Where's Luis?
He was worried about you. Until the end. Come on. We don't have much time. Let's get rid of these things.
For Luis.
We then skim through the factory and are met with another Regenerador. However, this one's a bit different. Upon destroying the vital areas, the Regenerador manages to shape a completely different form, which creates spikes all around its body, kind of like a defense mechanism.
Jesus, cuddly bastard.
We then need to switch the power on to the other side of this section so we can progress through the story. Once the power's been turned on, we need to defend Ashley from enemies while a Regenerador is on our tail. As we get closer to the escape route, we need Ashley to man a wrecking ball so we can destroy a wall that's in our way. While Ashley is sorting out the wall, we must protect her from hordes of enemies. Once the wall has been broken through, we get closer to our destination, and we have this cute interaction between the two.
You know, I was thinking, we work well together, don't we?
I guess so.
Right? Maybe someday I'll become an agent like you. What do you think? We could protect the US from any and all threats.
Is that right? Well, either way, first we have to make it out of here.
You're no fun.
Shortly after, we discover an ancient artifact called the Amber. The Amber is where the parasite Plagas was dug up.
Prostrate yourself. This is our holy body. Our divine providence ensued. Such a profound lesson for all. Lost Plaga. Welcome, my children. I am Osman Sadler, the speaker for our Lord.
Tell someone who gives a shit.
Foolish lambs, why do you deny grace? Now, abandon your body. Obey. Obey the voice of our Lord. Sweet child, do not resist.
I should mention that Osman Sadler is the big boss of this massive cult. As Luis mentioned earlier, the cult is called Los Illuminados. After Sadler leaves with Ashley, we have another run-in with Krauser.
I've been waiting for you, rookie. Oh, worried about the girl, is that it? That's just like you. You always had poor judgment. But if you think I'm gonna let you out of here alive, you're even more naive than I thought. You can't save her. You can't save anyone.
Give it up, Krauser. Being a lackey for these maniacs won't bring your men back. And what the hell for? Revenge on the government? You think they would want that?
Revenge. You think I'm doing all this for revenge?
Isn't that what this is all about?
See, in that jungle, I had a revelation. The most important thing in this world is pure, unadulterated power. Those Illuminados have given me that.
You know you were always an asshole. But at least you had some kind of code. Some honor. Look at you now. Enough reminiscing. Move out and draw fire, soldier!
We then have a small run-in with Krauser again, but once we defeat him, he then starts to show his true form with the power of the Plug Us.
You're too soft to do what's necessary. That's the difference between you and me, Loki. Time to finish your training.
We then have one final fight with our Major, giving him a dignified finish.
Do what you have to do. That's right. I trained well. Leon. That you did, Major. That you did.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really don't want to talk about chapter 15. So we're almost at the end now. But this chapter, I can't. The whole Mike on the chopper thing, like, it's cool, but the fact that we need to kind of look after Mike, and he doesn't really help that much, to be honest. But you know, we need to destroy a turret, and then, you know, we need to get through this area. This whole area is just cramped with enemies, and every time I've played this, like, I played this game 6 times now. Every time I get to this area, I just groan, and it's just, I can't be bothered to do this, and it always ruins the run for me. I always hate doing it. It always sucks. So, you know, you guys can talk to me in the comments about it. I'm more than happy to respond, but I just really hate chapter 15, so we're just going to quickly move on to the end of chapter 15 where it gets to the more story focused stuff. But yeah, this is not on the script or anything, I just wanted to let you guys know. Moving on, we then find Ashley in the temple.
You have come, my child.
What do you want?
I simply wish to share this gift with as many as possible. A humble wish, don't you think? You see, we are all connected through the holy body. And now your flesh and bones, your very thoughts, are already one with us.
Bullshit.
Why do you reject serenity when you need only accept the sacred gift? Like she did.
Sadler!
Ah, yes, the time has come for this lamb to join our covenant. Oh, blessings unto him and the sweet mercy they bring. Exalt all and let it be so.
Leon! Go!
After Ada saves us from our close encounter from Sadler, we then need to make it over to Luis's laboratory so we can get rid of this parasite that's inside of us. As we make it over to the laboratory, Leon starts hallucinating a lot. We start to see his mind unraveling because the Plagas is taking over his body. This is really bad, and they're really cutting it close.
I'm losing it.
After we use Luis's key, we finally make it into the laboratory, where we can get rid of this damn parasite that's infected both of us.
This time, it has to be different.
You go first.
No way. Like I told you, I'm gonna get you home safe. Here goes nothing.
After such a long and difficult journey, we finally managed to get the parasite out of both of us. Leon is up next. However, before he gets a chance to get in the chair, he passes out from exhaustion yet again.
Ashley. Ashley.
I'm right here. I thought you were gonna die.
Okay. You did this.
Yeah. Yeah, I did this. Can you stand?
The map?
Yeah, I found it. I think it says we can get out if we go this way. Hey, we're a team, right?
Keep this up, I'll be out of a job.
We then get out of the laboratory, and Ashley asks something about Ada, and she gets a little bit jealous.
That woman who helped us. Do you think she's alright?
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. She's not the type to roll over that easy.
Sounds like you know her well.
Here we are, the final boss of the game. We now have to face Osmond Sadler one-on-one in a climactic battle.
Stay here. I won't be long.
Okay.
Ada!
little child.
After a long and tough fight, we finally destroy Osmond Sadler once and for all. Or do we?
I'm getting sick of your shit.
We then have a small section where we have to unload all of our ammo into the heart of Sadler, this time having a complete end to the story.
Use this!
After being handed the special rocket launcher, we send one shot directly into Sadler, thus ending this whole ordeal.
I'll give you a holy body. Ada, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Ride's here. You coming?
I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways.
I see. Better get a move on.
Cute.
Until next time, Leon.
Leon! Where's she going?
Who knows?
I don't understand. Why would she just...
We gotta move. Island's gonna blow.
It's gonna what?
Yeah.
We then have one more section in the game where it's a timed event where we have to escape the island before it self-destructs, giving us a small jet ski sequence.
You like thrill rides? You're gonna love this.
We make it out of the collapsing cave, finally putting an end to this nightmare.
You alright?
I'm not sure. That was insane. Mission accomplished, right?
Mission accomplished. When you're home safe.
Thank you for saving me.
Don't mention it.
You know, I could put in a word with my dad. Have you assigned to my detail, if you're interested.
You don't need me. You proved you could handle yourself. Even if you could use a lesson in knife safety. Come on. Let's go home.
Condor 1? Rooster Condor 1, do you read me? Come in. I said come in. Is this thing even on? Leon! Leon, are you and Ashley all right? Where are you? Come on!
We then have a tiny little epilogue, which gives us a little teaser for Resident Evil 5 remake. I really don't know how they're gonna do this, but I'm excited.
Patch me through. I've obtained the amber.
Excellent.
Just one question. What are you planning to do with this?
We do not pay you to ask questions. All you need to know is a new dawn is breaking. 100 will give their lives so that just one may live. I am expediting that change.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
Billions.
How ambitious? We're changing course, now.
Wow! I've just seen how long this video is after editing the story section, and it's over an hour. That's crazy. I've never even done a video like this before. I've had a lot of fun with this. This is great. We're not done though. We still have we're still going to be talking about like the merchant, achievements and bonuses, different guns. We got all kinds. So stay here. Come on. We're still here for at least another like 15 minutes, so just carry on eating your popcorn. With the main story covered, I'll now be touching on the other aspects of the game that I didn't go into detail on earlier. We'll start with the merchant. The merchant is an NPC that sells you lots of items and weapons that can help you throughout your journey, such as first aid sprays, materials to make ammo, attach cases, improvements, and lots of guns from all different kinds of shapes and sizes. Some good, some not. Hell, even a infinite rocket launcher that could be bought for like 2 million pestas after starting New Game Plus. There are also side quests that you can do throughout the chapters that reward you in spinels. These spinels can be used to buy special items like exclusive attachments and treasure maps that you can find other treasure to sell. Something that's linked to the merchant that shows up a couple of times is called the shooting range. This is where you can get specific silver and gold tokens upon completing shooting challenges with a range of different guns. These tokens can be used on this gumball machine where you're able to get charms. Charms are little bonuses that you can attach onto your attach case where they can aid you in gameplay, whether it's a higher chance of ammo frequency being crafted, increased drop rate of pestas, or even a price reduction off rocket launchers. They all make the experience a little bit easier if you need it. There are lots of challenges you can complete that reward you with points, and those can be spent in the extra shop in the main menu. You get things like concept art, 3D models, costumes, and special bonus weapons that have infinite ammo when you fully upgrade them in the merchant. There are also achievements depending on what console you're playing on, though I think all of the achievements are the same. Some of these are really difficult. I'm still missing the hardcore S+ rank, but I have recently beaten the game with just pistols and knives. I did attempt to do a double achievement run without talking to the merchant and using only pistols, but I used the hand cannon, and that doesn't actually count because it doesn't classify as a handgun for some reason. I better get 2 achievements.
Just impeccable.
I got 1. Where's my pistols only? I didn't get the pistols only run. Where's my pistols only? I got pistols only. I complete the main story using only knives and handguns. That's exactly what I did. I only used knives and handguns. I didn't use anything else. Does the hand cannon not count as a handgun? Are you kidding me? So I just wasted 3 hours. Okay, that's so cool. I'm so happy that I did that. Okay, well, I am incredibly pissed. You guys have no idea how angry I am right now. Wow, really? And that's it, everybody. That's the Resident Evil 4 video. Wow. I mean, I know I already made a little, like, thing saying about how long it is, but geez, I mean, how long did this take? Probably three weeks? 3 weeks to make? This was really fun. I really enjoyed making this video, to be completely honest. I don't know if I'll be making videos like this again. Maybe maybe with Jedi Survivor once I finish it, maybe. But I don't know, really. That one might be shorter. But this was cool. For the people that, watched the entire video, thank you very much for watching. I don't do this stuff very often. I'm more of a stop motion creator than a video creator like this, but I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of it as much as I have when I made this video. So, if you enjoyed this, then, hit the subscribe, hit that bell icon, give me a like, share stuff, get this across. But yeah, thank you all very, very, very much for watching this long video, and I will catch you all later.